Johannes and Stephen travelled to Ukraine via Moldova to support our teams and distribute humanitarian aid to the Jewish communities. This is Aliyah News. Over the last 3 decades, the border between Moldova and Ukraine has been an active part of the work of Ebenezer. This crossing is known as an Aliyah Highway, meaning a route by which Jewish people seek to return to Israel. In the early 2000s, we were primarily helping Jewish community members to travel from Moldova into Ukraine, where they would join large ships to take them to Israel by sea. However, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has reversed this route, making the airport in Moldova the main Aliyah highway for Jews. We join Stephen and Johannes as they visit our teams on both sides of the border.
Yeah, so here we are. We're in Chisinau in Moldova.
This has developed like a hub for Aliyah, especially in the last 2 years since the war in Ukraine began.
Pavel has been helping many of the OLIM that have been coming from Ukraine over this past couple of years.
But also people from other countries come here, and from here they have their flight to Israel. So it's a very important place for the Aliyah.
So we're going to go and visit the office soon, and we're going to meet Marina and just talk about the work.
And our team has been very faithful to help them and to support them.
You know, many years, about 20 years ago, when I was a volunteer in Odessa in Ukraine, we used to meet Pavel. He used to bring OLIM from Moldova, from here, and bring them to Odessa where they would get on the ship. So in those days, many people were coming and getting on the ships. But now we know that the Aliyah highways are reversed, and many people from Ukraine are coming to Chisinau and getting their Aliyah flight to Israel.
So that's the capital of Moldova and a developing town in a country with a lot of challenges. So we are leaving Chisinau train station on the way to Vinica and from there to Kiev.
After almost 20 hours travelling, they arrive in Ukraine and were able to meet our local team.
We are loading the food for the food parcels we are going to distribute today and tomorrow in different places. So Janja will go to one place, and Stephen and Vadim and myself with Kate, we go to Uman and later to Vinica.
Stephen and Johannes had opportunity to meet members of the Jewish community while visiting their local centre in Uman. For many years, Ebenezer has had the opportunity to support their food kitchen with monthly donations.
So it's the second day we are in Uman, giving out food parcels to the Jewish community here. The German people murdered almost all the Jewish community when the Nazis came, and today it's only a small community of maybe less than 100 people, and we bring food parcels. A lot of them are elderly people which even cannot leave their homes, and it's a great blessing to meet these people now in time where Ukraine is at war.
При всем том, что вы живете в Умане, Господь сказал.
Whilst handing out the humanitarian aid, they had the opportunity to share from Scripture God's desire to regather them back to the land of Israel and explain the active role that Ebenezer has to offer in supporting them in this journey. They then took some time to visit the site of a Jewish massacre which took place during World War II.
Here we are, it's a monument where thousands of Jews were killed from Uman in these ditches here by the Nazis.
Well over 1 million Jews were murdered in Ukraine during the Holocaust, but before that time it was once home to the largest Jewish population in Europe, with approximately 1.5 million members in the community. Now the estimated number of those who identify as Jewish is 43,000, only 3% of what it once was, with an additional 150,000 or so who would be considered Jewish according to the Israeli law of return. Whilst in Ukraine, Johannes and Stephen had the opportunity to meet up with our partners, Christians for Israel, who were able to provide an incredible practical support to the Jewish community following the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
So we are here at the base of CVI. They use some church buildings. They have a big warehouse for food. They have a truck. They do around 30,000 food parcels. They have a large bus there and about 8 vans to help with the OLIM transfers. And here is their base. And they have space to host 100 OLIM. So when the war started, they had up to like 100 OLIMs they can host here.
Finally, they were invited to share about God's love for the Jewish people at a local church.
So, warm greetings to you. It's great to be with you this morning. My name's Stephen. I come from England, and so I'm very happy to be back in Moldova. Again, this is my second visit here.
And thanks to all donors who made it possible that our teams can go around all over Ukraine and blessing Jewish lives.
The resilience of the Jewish people is astounding. All throughout history, groups have risen to destroy them, and still they have survived. Equally, with rising government leaders or political movements which choose to blame and alienate Jewish people, comes an opportunity for us all to stand up and defend them. These trips delivering food parcels to the Jewish communities are symbolic of a promise that when harder times come, we will still be there, standing next to them. Blessed are you, Israel. Who is like you, a people saved by your God? He is your shield and your helper, and your glorious sword. Your enemies will cower before you, and you will tread on their heights. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Ebenezer Operation Exodus YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. See you next time.